All right, so we should be live here on Instagram, YouTube, and my private Facebook. Let's make sure that we are live, and then we're going to get started. Yes, we are. Okay, let me make sure that that works. Okay. All right, we are live right now. So it looks like we're going live on Instagram. We're going live on my personal Facebook right now. And we're also going to go live on YouTube. So today we're going to go over one of the biggest objections that you will ever experience or ever get with anything that you actually sell. So it doesn't matter if you are selling B2B, if you're selling B2C, if you're selling door to door, you're going to get this objection most of the time, okay? And that objection is, well, we really like this, but we just don't have the money, or we don't have the funds, or we just don't have the budget. Now, how do you help your prospects actually overcome that objection so they can go out and find the funding themselves to solve their problems? Because if they don't purchase what you're offering, what happens? Nothing. They stay in status quo. Nothing ever gets solved for them, and their problems stay the same. So it's up to you as a sales professional. If you're the business owner, it's up to you to train your sales people to do this. Okay, we're going to go over that today. Now, if you're brand new, so if you're not like in our Facebook group, if we're coming to you on Instagram right now, or if you're coming to you on my personal Facebook group, you don't know who I am. Well, hopefully you do know who I am, but I'm the founder and chairman of an organization, a company called Seventh Level, and we help sales professionals exactly like you. We help sales managers, business owners, coaches, salespeople, and entrepreneurs transform the way them and their teams sell by learning specific skilled questions and techniques that work with human behavior rather than against it. Now, what does that mean? We're going to talk about that. That's called neuro-emotional persuasion questions with the right tonality that puts your prospects at ease, eliminates sales pressure, and gets the prospect to actually persuade themselves. Now, if you want to know more details about how we can help you sell a lot more of your products and services as well, we're going to post a Facebook group here. It's called Sales Revolution. This is where most of our clients are, and people who are not even clients of ours can go and get free daily training from us in that sales group. All right. So we're going to post it. Chris is going to post it here. Sales Revolution. You can join that link. We'll ask you a couple questions on there, like little survey questions, like what industry you're in, so we have a better idea. And then you can pop in there, and we're going to give you a free 30-minute training on objection prevention right when you join. So you're welcome to do that if you feel like we can help you. Okay, so we're going to teach you also the right tonality, put your prospects at ease, and eliminate sales pressure, gets them to persuade themselves. Now, if you're on the live right now, I want you to post hashtag live. So if you're on live right now, post hashtag live. And if you're on the replay, I want you to post hashtag replay. So if you're on the live, post hashtag live. And if you're on the replay, I want you to post hashtag replay. Now, for each of you as well, live or replay, I want you to smash the heart button a couple times. So smash the heart button a couple times, and I want you to smash the like button a couple of times. Smash the heart button, smash the like button, creates more engagement. More people are able to see this, and more people are able to get this objection solved for their products or services and what they sell. Okay, enough about me, because nobody cares about me. Let's get to the heart of the issue. So what do you do when the prospect says, we just don't have the money for this, or we just don't have the budget for this? If you're selling more B2B, if you're more B2C, they're going to say, we just don't have the money for this. B2B, we don't have the budget for this or the funds for this. So in this example that I'm going to give you first, I'm deliberately going to give you a generic example so you can easily plug in your industry and tailor the product and service to what you sell. So let's say the prospect says, we really like this, but we just don't have the money, Chris, or whoever that is, okay? I noticed we got a bunch of people. Yeah, okay, so okay, we're on Facebook too. All right, I really like this, but we just don't have the money. You say this, yeah, that's not a problem. Tell me, if you did have the funding, is this something that would work for you? So to way to disarm it, you say, that's not a problem. Tell me, if you did have the funding, is this something that would work for you? Now, if you understand the sales process the correct way, if you understand NEPQ, and asking the right questions at the right time in that conversation, there's a lot of trust they have with you there. Okay, so this is a real concern they have. They're not trying to blow you off, okay? They're going to say, yeah, we really would, but we just don't have the money. Well, hold on. The funding aside, why do you feel like it would, though? Okay, So you acknowledge the funding. Well, the funding aside, why do you feel like it would though? That's an NEPQ probing question. That gets them to tell you and have them dig in their heels and become into a defensive position on why they feel that your solution is what they want. So it's caused them to dig in and basically sell you on why your solution is what they want. And that's probably a good place for you to be in rather than you trying to chase them down. That's a big difference in that, okay? I want to make sure you understand. Chris says, how does DISC personality traits play into NEPQ question? Probably would have really no difference. So NEPQ works for any personality. DISC, I like DISC for interviewing and hiring, Chris, but it's very hard to duplicate that in organizations and companies with hundreds of salespeople because they're not going to all pick up how to sell each type of personality. 99% of salespeople will never pick that up because it's very complicated. And so they just don't perform. You're going to have some people that picks it up, let's say 5%, but what about the other 95%? So in NEPQ, it works for any type of personality. It does not matter. There's a few things we tweak if they're an A type compared to anything else, but it works for any personality. And that's why it's so duplicatable in hundreds of different industries that we train. That's why you see the thousands of testimonials that we post all over the place. There's a reason for that. Now, let's get back to the good stuff here, okay? They're going to say, yeah, I really do, but we just don't have the money. Okay, but the funding aside, why do you feel like it would though? Okay, that's the probing question. And then they're going to get into a defensive position. Well, we like it because of X and Y and Z. And then you're going to say this, okay? You're going to acknowledge it and you're going to say it this way, okay? We like it because of X, Y, and Z, but we just don't have the money for it, Jeremy. Okay, and I can appreciate that money might be an issue for you. So that shows empathy. I can appreciate that money might be an issue for you. How do you think you can resolve that where you can find the funding so that you can? And here I'm going to repeat back what they said they wanted, okay? So once again, you are tying in them getting the money, getting the budget, getting the funding or the funds to getting what they said they want. If they don't get the funding, they don't get what they want. If they get the funding or money, they get what they want. That's how you get your prospects to start thinking results-based thinking rather than cost-based or price-based thinking. It's a completely different way of thinking that you want to get your prospects into if you want to make a ton of money as a sales professional. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars a year or more as a sales professional. Now, most of the time when you ask this question, because the trust they have with you, they're going to be the ones that come up with ways on how they can get the funding together, okay? They're going to say, I could probably use a credit card, or I could get some type of funding loan, or we could do a refi on the home, or we could borrow from the 401k or investments, or, I can talk to my boss and take money from a different department and invest it in this. If you're selling B2B, they're going to come up with different ways that they feel they can get the funding so they can get what they want. Now, if they still cannot come up with ways on how to get the funding, you can simply ask this question. You can say this, well, what other avenues do you have to find the funding so that you can? And then you're going to repeat back the second thing they said they wanted, okay? The second thing they said they wanted. Now, let me give you some industry-specific examples of how that might look. Once again, this works for any product, service industry, B2C, B2B, we train everything at this point, okay? Cybersecurity, SaaS, B2B, you're talking everything B2B, B2C. Okay, so let's say if you sold home security systems. Well, what other avenues do you have to find the funds to put into the system to make sure the home and the family are protected from these intruders down the road if they are scared about intruders breaking in the neighborhood in the last month or two? Well, what other avenues do you have to find the funding to be able to protect the home and family from these intruders breaking in? Notice I'm tying in what they said they wanted with them getting the money for that, okay? Let's say if you sold health coaching, for example. I'm just going to give you about 5 or 6 different examples, okay? Let's say if you sold health coaching, okay? And the problem is this lady wants to lose 30 pounds in, let's say, 3 or 4 months because she feels that maybe her spouse thinks that she's not as pretty as she once was. Just whatever the problem was that she had in her mind. Well, what other avenues do you have to find the funds to be able to lose this 30 pounds in the next 90 days so you can get your confidence back with your spouse? Notice I'm saying, what other avenues do you have to get what she said she wanted? Losing the 30 pounds to get her confidence back with her spouse, if that's what her problem was, okay? Let's say if you sold rental or commercial properties to investors. Well, what other avenues do you have to find the funding to be able to purchase this rental property so you can get a higher rate of return on this money? I'm repeating back what they said they wanted. Let's say if you sold real estate, you're a real estate agent. Well, what other avenues do you have to find the funding so you can get the down payment to be able to get your kids in this better neighborhood, if that's what they said they wanted? Okay, so I'm helping them. What other avenues do they have to find the funding for the down payment so they can get what they want, a better neighborhood for their kids, if that's what they wanted, okay? If you sold lead services or marketing, well, what other avenues do you have? Let's say if it was B2B. Well, what other avenues do you have to find the budget to start getting these higher quality leads to your salespeople so that your revenue gets up to, repeat back what they said they wanted, whatever that number was. Let's say if you sold life insurance, I'm just going to give you random examples. Well, what other avenues do you have to find the funds to get the stronger financial protection for your spouse and kids when something does happen to you, if that's what their concern was, or that's what their problem was, okay? Now, I'm going to give you an example that's industry specific as well, and then I'm going to give you one more generic version of this, okay? Let's say in this example, if you sold e-commerce training, for example, okay? We train a lot of companies in that space as well, pretty much every space at this point. Once again, you're filling in what they said they wanted. Works for any product, service, or industry. We train hundreds at this point. So tell me, if you did have the funding, is this something that would work for you? Well, yeah, I think it will. Hold on. Why do you feel like it would, though? Well, we like it because of X and Y and Z. Okay, and I can appreciate that money might be an issue from what you told me. How do you think you can resolve that, where you can find the funding so that you can start your own business where you can make more money? If that's their problem, they want to get out of their 9-to-5 to start their own e-commerce business so they can make more money. See how that's stacking up, getting the funding with them getting what they want. Now, if they come back and say, well, I don't know, I'm not sure what we could do, you then say, well, what other avenues do you have to find the funding to be able to start the business so you can have more time with the family? We'll repeat back the second thing they said they want, which is more time with the family, if that's why they wanted to start their own business. If they still can't come up with ways, we're going to give them suggestions. Okay, well, what I can do, John, if it helps you, is I can show you the other avenues that our other clients use to find the funding, and if they don't have it themselves. And you'll have to see if you have some of those same avenues, you know, if you're wanting to leave your job and make that type of money. And then I go through those avenues, whatever those avenues are for your industry. And at the end of that, I say, what of those avenues do you have? And let them come up with that answer. If they still can't come up, then you make a suggestion on other things that they could possibly do. And after that, say, would that help you? Notice I'm saying that. Would that help you at the end? That's very, very important that you do that. Okay, so let me run down the generic version. And so you can write this down, and we will get off here in a second here. I hope this helped you. I'm going to give the generic version right now, okay? Once again, plug in what you sell to this structure. They say they don't have the money. That's not a problem. Tell me if you did have the funding, or tell me if you did have the budget, or tell me if you did have the money, or tell me if you did have the funds, depending on what you sell. Is this something that would work for you? Oh, yeah. Well, why do you feel like it would, though? Probing question. Then they're going to say, well, I like it because of this. Okay, and I can appreciate that money might be an issue from what you told me. How do you think you can resolve that, where you can find the funding so that you can repeat back what they said they wanted? Okay, if they still can't come up with ways, well, what other avenues do you have to find the budget? Or what other avenues do you have to find the funding? Or what other avenues do you have to find the money so that you can repeat back what they said they wanted? They still can't come up with it. Can I make a suggestion? And then go over the ways other clients you have, what avenues they use to find the funding. And then you say at the end of that, what of those avenues do you have? Okay, I hope that helped you. It looks like we were live on just my personal Facebook and YouTube. I don't think we actually went live on Instagram. I don't know what happened here on YouTube or something. All right, tomorrow, if you want to join us, so make sure that we put a Facebook group link in our Sales Revolution. If you want more daily tips like this, we go live pretty much almost every day in our Facebook group, Sales Revolution. We go live here and there on these other platforms, not many times, but if you want more daily tips like this, so you can help you sell a lot more of your products and services, Chris is going to drop a Facebook link there. You can just click on it, answer the 2-question survey about what industry, what products and services you sell. Join the group. Right when you join the group, we will tag you, and we're going to give you a free 30-minute masterclass on how to prevent objections from even happening in what you sell, your sales process. So I hope that helps you. Facebook group is going to be here for you guys to join. Tomorrow we'll be going live in that Facebook group right at 3 p.m. Eastern and go over one of our clients. So every week I interview 1, 2, or 3 different clients every single week, week after week after week, month after month after month. that are crushing it in sales after we've trained them, like double, triple, quadruple their sales or their team sales in a matter of a few months. And we dissect their sales process so it helps you sell more of your products and services as well. So I hope you join us for that in the Facebook group. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you. See you soon.